Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. We got a packed crew in here for you today, previewing Detroit Lions taking on the Denver Broncos. Same as always, Jeff Iafrate, Booner rocking the mullet.
I do. I got a haircut.
Look at that. I mean,
look
come
at
on,
that
dude. Like, the mullet and everything.
I told the people I would do it, and I considered it for about a month. And then I was like, I have to get a haircut this week, one way or another. It's either I do my normal haircut or I do the mullet. And shout out to Beth at Lady Jane. She did it. She told me yesterday, she was like, just do it. Let's do it. And we went over there and
I've been trying to convince you, but
cut it up.
I'm glad you did it.
It's in process right now. It's in process.
It's looking good, The rest of the guys in the studio
it out.
looking good as well. Of course, my guy, Maz, look at this. Feels like a deja vu moment, Maz.
Hey,
When we
me,
used
you,
to
and
do
Booner
pregame.
last year, we did
Absolutely.
all the pregame shows, most of them at least. Hey, guys, welcome in. I'm doing the pre tonight, not the post. Easy's in on the post
There you
tonight
go.
with Anson and Stick tonight.
We stole
Go Lions.
We
That should be
stole
fun.
Tom Mazaway.
Yes, sir.
For me and E, he's here with us today. Of course, spend more Rax or Spencer Raxter in the damn it, Spenny. He's in the TD booth as always, holding it down, and we got Ken G and Mike Gentry, kind of a group effort there in the sound booth. Ken G, how you feeling, man? It's your first pregame show.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
You're muted a little bit. I think you're muted.
Come on, Kenny.
It's all right. You're good, Ken G.
Kenji.
My bad, just learned the phone lines, but what up,
You're
though?
good.
How's he on now?
He's good now.
All right,
we're,
good.
we're all set. We got the entire crew with us, man. And of course, big game today for the Detroit Lions taking on the Denver Broncos. Red hot Denver Broncos. Can't believe I'm saying that. Started 1-5, and look where they are now. Look at where Russ is now, a man who was scrutinized last year, and he's playing well, and they're doing enough to win. They remind me a lot of the Detroit Lions of last year, guys. Started 1-6, they finished 8-2. They started 1-5, and they're red hat down the stretch as of right now. You go in the historic series with the Denver Broncos. They lead the total series 9-5. Lions are 0-3 in their last 3 games. Their most recent game in 2021, the Broncos beat the Lions 38-10, led by Teddy Bridgewater. Yes, I said that.
He's retiring.
Quarterback. The backup quarterback for the
is.
Lions, who is retiring this season.
Breaking
he led,
news today, too.
Congratulations, Teddy.
So that's been the series, and of course we'll get to the injury reports in a little bit here. But Booner, to me, we looked at this game early on in the schedule, and we thought to ourselves, at home against Denver, even though Sean Payton, I got a lot of respect for him, and I picked the Broncos to win 10 games, he's the reason why.
Yeah.
But this game looks a lot more different than it did before the season, Booner. This team's red hot.
I mean, even 6 weeks into the season, they're 1-5. You're basically just saying, hey, it should be a walk in the park at home versus the Denver Broncos, and then they win 6 of their last 7. And you're sitting there right now, I mean, maybe battling for a division. Obviously, Minnesota lost today. But it's a huge football game, especially after the Lions lost 2 of their last 3. And you're going up against one of the hottest teams in football right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I know Russ is your guy, Jeff. But as crazy as that is to say,
He's not my guy.
I'm talking about the artist, not the football player.
I mean,
Come on.
okay.
Get it right.
But Russ has kind of been conquering. He kind of has.
Him and Cortland Sutton, they've been one of the best duels in the NFL the last 6 weeks. They have been connecting very well.
Cortland Sutton's a problem, and we'll get to some of those matchups. But Maz, your thoughts on just the Broncos this season, the turnaround they've had? Sean Payton's, I mean, we know he's a hell of a coach, but it's showing right now.
What did he say after they started 1-5? Do you remember?
Mentioned the Detroit Lions of
The
last year.
Detroit Lions. That's right. He said if the Lions could do what they did last year, we can do that too. And we all laughed because this is a team that gave up 70 points to Miami Dolphins. You know what? I said this. It's the best thing that ever happened to that team. They got embarrassed, and it gave him the platform he needed. You know what? He's probably laughing all the way to the bank right now. He's like, I got him now. They gave up 70 points. You can't get any more embarrassed than that. Look what happened with the Chargers. Giving up 62 to the Raiders. It cost them their coach. Okay? This guy came in here. He is one of the greatest coaches. There's no question about it.
No.
A Super Bowl winner. If you remember how they won the damn Super Bowl. They did an onside kick to start the second half. Onside kick to start the second half. If that don't work, they lose the Super Bowl. The guy's got a lot of balls, a lot of cojones, as we say. And the Broncos are playing great. They don't score a lot. What do they average at? About 19 points a game. But they don't give up a lot either. So that defense they get after it. I had Mark Schlereth on earlier this week. Stink, and played for the Broncos, still lives in Denver. He says nobody gets after the quarterback like this team. They blitz like crazy, and they got great athletes on that defense.
And the good news, at least in terms of their pass rush, is Nick Benito, who's their leading sack. I mean, he has 7 sacks in the season,
Wow.
has the most sacks on the team. He's out, expected to
That's
not
good.
play today. So that helps the Lions. But to your point about the cojones of Sean Payton, now we know where Dan Campbell gets his cojones
facts.
there. Spenny.
Yep.
Truly. I mean,
Facts.
you know where he gets it from, and I think this is, we all know this. It's personal. Dan Campbell wants to win today.
It all stems from the Bill Parcells tree. Like,
No question.
That's
Facts.
where like 90% of the NFL coaches are from that tree. And yeah, they play balls to the wall. They go after it. They play to win. They coach to win. And it's just like I said, it stems from Bill Parcells, obviously into Sean Payton, and now into Dan Campbell.
I'm interested to see how it goes today with these this coaching matchup too, because they both are aggressive coaches.
Oh, yeah.
So is it going to be a battle of who's going to be more aggressive, or is it going to be like, is Dan Campbell going to take a step back, start kicking some field goals, start kind of just trying to be a little bit safer? I think especially versus a team that's this hot, you have to be aggressive as a coach, especially losing 2 of your last 3. So I'm interested. This is probably the most interesting matchup to me, is the 2 head coaches today going into this one.
Yeah, you talk about some guys that are coming back for the Detroit Lions. Taylor Decker did not practice on Tuesday, light practice Wednesday, and a full practice on Thursday. So, again, Taylor Decker expected to play. He's questionable, so we'll see how that trends. I think he'll play. Frank Ragnow, same kind of thing with him. Light practices all week, had a full practice Thursday. He's questionable still, but you're expecting a full offensive line back healthy for the Detroit Lions. And when you're talking about the matchup with the worst run defense in the NFL, Booner, what a perfect time to get those guys back, and especially how well Jahmyr Gibbs is playing lately. I think they're going to do big things today on the ground.
I've been saying it all week. You win this game today with the ground and pound. Like, you have to run the ball well. David Montgomery, get him the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs, I made the joke at the stream last week saying let Jahmyr Gibbs be RB1 and let him. Like, he is one of the most explosive running backs in the game right now when it comes to speed and kind of breaking loose. If you can get him the rock more, give him more opportunities tonight, especially versus the worst rush defense in the NFL, I think that's a game changer. I don't care if you pass the ball 5 times tonight. If you can win the game running the ball and putting the ball on the ground, just go out there and do it and just beat I don't care if it's by 1 point or 15 points. Just go out there, win the game, run the ball down their throats, dominating the run. I want to see 200 rushing yards from the Detroit Lions tonight.
Have to.
They haven't had it in a while. It's because their offensive line hasn't been together.
And they're
guys.
back tonight.
They're back. They've only been together 1 game out of the how many they played so far?
13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 game. That line has been together. It was top 3 line at the beginning of the year. I bet you it's out of the top 10 right now.
Yeah, that's been the frustrating part, is what the identity of this offense is. It's behind those guys up
Yep.
front, and they haven't been able to get fully healthy. But, Spenny, I'll go to you on this because it does relate to Goff. We know what Goff is at this point, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to you on this.
Yep.
We're very honest about Goff, and he needs to be protected. So the turnovers have been up the last couple of weeks, no doubt about it. Hasn't been, getting the protection maybe he expects. But this week, maybe with a full offensive line, you'd hope that would change.
You'd hope that would change, definitely. It's going to be, but like Maz was saying, man, this team brings pressure. This Broncos team is going to be in his face all game. So he's going to have to sack up and make some throws under contest. And they're going to fall. I think a lot of teams are going to follow the Bears' plan of what they did to the Lions, of where you take away the middle of the field, you force Goff to beat you outside the numbers and down the field.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't proven he can do that consistently, especially with pressure in his face, which he's going to see a lot of against this Broncos team.
Yeah, and that's kind of some of the problems they pose. I mean, Spenny's right with that. The Broncos defense, they give up a ton of yards on the ground, but to what Maz was saying, they gave up 70 this year. Vance Joseph, everybody wanted him gone in Denver. And now you've got a team that's tied for number 1 in the NFL in takeaways. Half of those are forced fumbles, Spooner.
Yeah.
It's not just interceptions. They take the ball away. That's what helps this defense, right? You're giving up a ton of yards, but their third down defense, one of the best in the NFL, and they get takeaways. 2 keys to keep these games low scoring. It seems like every team the Broncos play, you play their game, these 23-20 games.
Do you know how you prevent Jared Goff from takeaways? You run the ball.
There you go.
You
Establish
just
play
run
action.
the ball. establish the play action, run the ball. David Montgomery last week, 10 carries.
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 11. They go away from it, and I get it, you're down, so you're trying to get the ball out in the air.
But it was working.
But the run game works. And they did it a couple, if you remember the Bears game the first time,
Yeah.
I brought this point up.
Did it there too.
Yeah, but in the final scoring drive, guess what they did? D-Mont ran for 35 or 40 rushing yards in the final drive of the game when you're down under 2 minutes. They gave him the rock, and he ran for 40 yards in the last possession under a minute. So that if you just do that,
That's
and you
because the
establish
Bears were playing
run,
back, man.
they were playing back, but if you run the ball every play, like if you dominate the run game, which they can do with the offensive line and these two, they have the best running back duel in the NFL. The Detroit Lions do.
They do.
Use them.
Yeah.
There's no reason to just force the ball into Jared Goff's hand and put him in positions to turn the ball over when you have the best running back duel in the NFL. Let them work, and then Jared Goff things can open up. But you have to establish it, and they've gone away from that the last 4 weeks. That's why you see 9 turnovers.
Well, it's not
That's how I
ideal.
look
It's
at
not
it.
ideal when you go down early in a football game and you're not able to run the ball, or if you do, you get away from the run game, which the Lions have been doing that. But Ken G, the Broncos want to do the same thing as the Lions. They got Russell Wilson. They want to run the football, establish play action. You got Cortland Sutton, who has half his passing TDs on the year. What do you make of the Broncos so far this season? They're kind of turnaround.
I mean, the offense needs some work. The defense, especially their secondary, has been lighting it up, though. You want the Lions to definitely be able to get to Russell Wilson. Last week, they were able to get 3 sacks on Justin Fields. But if you don't get to Russell Wilson, he will open this game up, just point blank, period. He's not like a Justin Fields. He's a little bit slower while he is mobile. So you want to see them definitely get some pressure this week, man, and just tear up those edges and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, let's go to break here. When we come back, we'll get into some of the matchups, the Broncos defense against this Lions offense, some of the things we're looking for. I'll speak a little bit of Amon-Ra St. Brown because I do believe this is not only a big game for the guys on the ground, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'll tell you one thing, Booner. Death, taxes, and Amon-Ra St. Brown not having 3 bad games in a row. Is that fair?
Yeah, I've never heard that before. Love it.
There you
though.
go. All right, we'll go to break.
Add in
will.
on those 3 things. Add in number 4, Booner's legacy play.
Okay,
9-1.
that's fair.
And your haircut.
And his haircut.
And the mullet.
All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Shout out to our friends over at Bullseye Event Group, which we'll be getting footage from, hopefully, from the guys down there over at Bullseye at the Eastern Market, the tailgate. So if you're over there, if you're listening on your phone, call in. We'll be taking phone calls as well. And shout out to our friends over at Long Drake. We'll see you guys right after the break.
Brace yourselves,
8-15
Detroit.
game, right?
As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
We're back. It's the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, hit the like button on the stream. Helps kind of push out the show. Of course, it supports the network. All that and much more. We're joined by a full cast of talented people.
Got a crew today.
Ken G, Tom Mazaway, of course, Spen, Mo Rax from Heavyweights and Big D Energy. We're here, guys. We're breaking down the Detroit Lions taking on the Denver Broncos. And I want to start off with the Lions offense against this Broncos defense. And I just mentioned it earlier. This Broncos defense gives up a ton of yards on the ground. They're #1 in takeaways. They're tied for #1. Half of them are forced fumbles. They know how to take the football away, and that's something I've been harping on for this Lions defense, because if you give up a ton of yards, Booner, it's okay if you get takeaways. Now, at least for the Lions offense, we'll start with their offensive line. No Nick Menito for the Broncos. I think that helps. 7 sacks on the year for the Broncos. I kind of foreshadow here a good game from this offensive line. Taylor Decker's been struggling. I do think they bounce back today, especially without a Nick Benito.
I think that's the biggest question. It's Taylor Decker. How does he bounce back? Because last week, like, if you went back and watched the All-22 last week, he got blown up. I don't even know how many times.
That Bears defense is good, though.
It
Real
is,
good.
and especially like Montez Sweat, depending on what side. Like they did, but Taylor Decker struggled, and it was ugly to see.
And he's been dealing with that back injury too.
Which that's to me a worry. Once you see him struggle like that, and then on Monday, Tuesday, you see him in the injury report and it says back, you're like, okay, that's an issue, especially for a guy like him. So I'm interested to see him bounce back. Frank Ragnow, I want to see Frank. I want to see Frank back. I'm excited to see him back. I talked about this on Woodward Nights, though, how important a guy like he is. Like, he's a top 3 center in the NFL right now. Have you ever watched those things with Jason Kelsey kind of breaking down what centers do and actually the coverages they like? That's a big deal. For him to be out last week and have Graham step into that, I think having Frank potentially back is night and day difference. Like, that is a game changer because he's going to be calling, he's going to be calling every coverage, linebackers. He's going to be making all the adjustments on the offensive line for whoever needs to kind of go block on the go. And Graham probably isn't at that level as a Frank Ragnow. So you're getting kind of your leader back in the middle there.
And don't forget the bad snap. The
Oh,
quarterback
my
has
gosh.
changed.
Yeah.
I don't know how bad the snap was. They did blame it on Ragnow, but then on Glasgow. Then they changed it midweek and gave it to Goff. That's
Yeah.
Goff's
they
fumble.
switched it?
It's the gloves,
I
man.
didn't know
They
that.
switched
I
it,
didn't know
and
that.
it should have affected people's fantasy.
Yeah.
Not sure if it did or not. I was getting blown out anyway. It didn't matter to me. But if you had Jared Goff and you lost by a half a point, you could blame the NFL for that one because they switched
Yeah.
that fumble to him.
Yeah, look-
Exactly.
Look at his
Oh, look at that.
His favorite picture, man.
Come on,
Is that
Benny.
Jared Goff or Joe Burrow?
He's
No,
so cute.
come on.
Just trying to figure out, is that Jared Goff
It's
or
not
Joe
Jake
Burrow?
Browning, that's for sure.
Hey, well,
The real JB.
Real
what-
JB. Jake Burr.
Who's got
Get
the
outta
soft hands here at Woodward Sports?
Gentry.
that would be Gentry.
Gentry.
Good old
Okay.
Cotton.
I knew
Cotton
somebody
Gentry.
had it.
No, people are saying, Booner, take off the Pistons hat. You're bringing bad luck.
No, do you guys not realize what happens here? Is I have certain outfits to wear for Lions games that bring, like, I'm very, very, what's the word that I'm looking for? Superstitious. So if you guys, like, if anyone's wearing a Pistons hat, you guys should be happy it's me because I changed things up in the right direction when the Lions lost last week. I asked Spenny, I had the heavyweight shirt on last week. Guess what? I'm not wearing it this week. I've got my House
fuck
Bula
you
shirt
too,
on.
man.
No, it just has nothing to do with that. But I change my jeans when they lose. Like, I change things. So there's a reason behind this hat. Trust me. You got trust the Booner path.
You also, did you wear that hat last week?
I did not.
No, he didn't. He was wearing
That's
his
fair.
Michigan hat.
I'll
last
let
year.
it slide.
I
I'll
have
let
to
it slide.
switch it. I'm telling you
I'll let it
guys,
slide.
I've done this all year. I'm superstitious. Once we lose, I change something up. This week, we're back to the Pistons hat.
But I do want to kind of get a temperature around the room with the whole Jared Goff thing because, listen, you go back to last week, the 2 interceptions he threw, of course, the context matters. They're on 4th and down, but they're still turnovers. I don't give a damn. They still count the same. And this has been a problem even before last week. So if you want to take last week out of it, fair, fine. You go back to the prior handful of games, Jared Goff.
Handful?
Okay. I see what you're doing there.
Pretty small game.
I see what you're doing
Pretty
there.
small sample size.
But if you go back to a handful of games, it's been a problem. And it's Jared Goff, it's the offense. I've been kind of taking note all season with Lions wins, the turnover numbers, and then their losses in the turnover numbers. And you go through their losses. The Bears lost. They lost the turnover battle 3-0. The loss to the Packers, turnover battle 3-0. Loss to the Ravens, 1-1, but I don't give a damn. That game was just a complete decimation.
over.
And then the Seahawks game, 3-0. So 3 of their losses, Maz, they've turned the ball over 3 times, and they didn't force one. It's very simple. Win the turnover
It's
battle.
so simple, isn't it? Football, it really is simple.
Yeah.
Don't
Yep.
turn the ball over, and you've got a hell of a chance to win that game.
Yep.
And run the ball when you can, and just do the best you can because they got to start. I really need to see them kick ass tonight, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, to get me back on board comfortably, looking ahead to the rest of this season. Vikings lost today, another 1-score game.
Yeah.
And I know the Vikings, they're going to give the Lions everything they got. They're going to be 1-score games. There's no blowouts in that game. And you got the Cowboys. You got to get this game, man. And you
Have
got to
to.
get going again to get that mojo going again. Who said this week they lost their mojo? It was Kaminsky. Kaminsky said the reason that we just lost our mojo. We got to get it going again. They're not the same team they were at the beginning of the year. Neither are the Dolphins.
Right. And to Maz's point, it really is that simple, not just not turning the football over, Booner, but if you protect the football and you force turnovers, it significantly helps your chances to win football games. The Broncos are proof of that.
I've said this literally every Friday we do on Woodward Nights. We do Keys to Victory. Every week, number 1 for me, it does not change. It is win the turnover battle. In the NFL, if you win the turnover battle, I can guarantee you, we can go back and look at the stats. I don't have them here. I guarantee you there's a win percentage of like 80% if you win the turnover battle and you go out there and play football. Like, the turnover battle is the number 1 thing in the NFL. If you go out and dominate that, you win these games. In the Broncos, it's kind of it's a great example is Jeff, they've had 24 turnovers, which leads the NFL, right?
Yep.
Their differential is only like +6. So when you look at that, that's why they don't have a great record. They won 6 of the last 7, yes, but they're not winning the full turnover battle in some games. They have 24, but they're also, at the same time, the game they lost a couple weeks ago, guess what? Russell Wilson threw 3 interceptions. So they lost the turnover battle. Like, if you're losing the turnover battle, you're losing the game, and that's the number one thing. It's not just Jared Goff taking care of the ball. It's Aaron Glenn's defense going out there and taking the ball away as well. You need to get an interception. Hutch needs to go out there and get a fumble sack. You need to go out there and you need to punch the ball. You need to find a way to get the ball and get an extra possession out of every football game to win the game. And that's just a fact in the NFL. Like, your winning percentage goes from here to here if you win a turnover battle throughout the year.
Yeah, it doesn't help if your defense, if you do turn the football over, Maz, they can't get the football back.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you turn the football over and your defense is just allowing a score, it's a recipe for disaster.
Think about last week and the week prior to that. When they turned the ball over, I mean, the defense, it's not their fault.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
They're doing what they can to keep it the way it was close enough. The Bear game was close enough. The defense kept it close enough. The offense kept giving it back to them.
Yep.
They were terrible.
And that's what I want to make clear, too. I'm glad you brought that up, Mass, because the defense is doing – I mean,
they're not as bad as you think they are.
Yeah, that Bears game, I mean, there's 2 key plays made by Aiden that, again, kind of costed touchdowns. I don't want to say it was all his fault.
Single-handedly.
Yeah, but, yeah, I mean, the fourth down, he jumped off sides TD, and then the other time he called his own stunt, and it was a Fields rushing TD. Those are the 2 TDs the Bears scored in the second half. So it's simple things. To Maz's point, I don't think that – Spenny, you guys talk about this in the heavies all the time. I think the defense, they kind of fall on the sword too much for me. Because we accept their – I mean, no one's saying this defense is great. But people act like it's the only issue. There's other things they got to.
No, they don't have a lot of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, they don't have a lot of top end talent on the defensive side.
The
of the ball.
best guy's
obviously.
out. CJ.
Yeah, CJ's out. Houston's out. McNeil's out now. You got guys that are playing key parts of this team missing, but also they're put in a lot of bad situations with turnovers, with going for it on your own 30, different things like that that don't help a struggling defense, a kind of bad defense look any better. Mm-hmm. So when you're going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out to start a half, it's not going to. No defense is going to look good after that.
Yeah, if you're turning the football over, Booner, on the 30-yard line and they
score,
short fields are killing us.
That's what I'm saying.
That hurts you so bad. And in the Lions' defense, if you do want to, like, we really want to look at it, there's been times where they forced field goals on a very short field, and they've came up huge, especially in some games like the Packers game, and tried to give their offense a chance. The Bears game, when they came back, they got a couple stops to force a field goal that helped them stay in the game. Like, the defense has stepped up in spots. There are also times like the 2 Hutch things last week that just absolutely killed. I think last week was Aiden Hutchinson's worst game of his career, and I know he had a sack. But did you see that? I broke it down. I broke film down, and there was multiple times on 3rd down to where he's face to face with Justin Fields, and he just doesn't finish.
He can't wrap up, yeah.
And that's an issue. And then when you have 2 or 3 3rd downs in a whole game, and Justin Fields runs for 40 yards all 3 of those times instead of getting to stop to force a 4th down and a punt.
He's trying to tackle his feet.
Yes,
yeah.
Tackle him. Hip man. Hit him in the hips, for crying out loud. You're not going to catch that guy.
That changes that gives you extra possessions. If you get a sack on a 3rd down and he missed 3 of them, those are 3 extra possessions you give your offense. And he gave up 2 touchdowns. That was his worst game of his career. And after the game, when you watched his post-game interview, he knew it.
Yep.
He knew it.
Oh, yeah.
So this week, tonight is huge
pushing,
for Aiden
man.
Hutchinson.
He's pressing.
Yes, and tonight is that night to where it's like you're going to see if he's going to be a bounce back. Because I said this all week, Hutch right now, he's a great player. But does he want to be elite? Does he want to be on Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt? Does he want to be at that level? Because the film I broke down on Monday and Tuesday, he is not there yet. And he could get there because he's got the skill. He can do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, after a game like that, do you want to take that next step and make this defense that good? Because it's all up to him at the end of the day.
Remember last year, guys, how they finished 8-2. Defense gave up under 19 points a game. I think it was 17 points a game. They were the worst. And they wound up finishing in the top 15.
I think they were with the Jets and the 49ers.
Correct,
late in the
right
season.
there.
Yeah.
And then they start this year, 8-2. Defense was decent. But now, down the drain they're going.
Yep.
But it's the offense that's giving them the short fields.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to this point, what I mean by that with the Jets and 49ers, in terms of points per game,
Correct.
Mass is right. They were right there. And that's, again, but they were forcing turnovers. And Kirby Joseph, Kenji, he's a guy that I like a lot. I do.
Haven't heard about him.
Where has he been this year?
But he hasn't been as productive as he was his rookie year.
And maybe,
it's as simple as that.
Maybe it's because there's been so many bodies in that safety room that he just hasn't, capitalized on his sophomore year. But we definitely just got to see more out of him I know Ife Melifonwu got some touches this last week. I look forward to him having a good game this week. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But they got to do something. The short fields are absolutely killing them. And for one of the worst red zone defenses in the league, they're definitely in the bottom 30. You definitely want to see them rebound and try to force some kind of turnover. It's like we go so long without getting any turnovers. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah,
man.
no, it is. And if anything, these coaches, they know each other very well.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell.
It's
Sean
an important
Payton.
game for Dan. He wants this, and this will go a long way in his Coach of the Year bid. So.
Yeah,
Real
no
quick
doubt.
with this defense too, is last year at the end of the year they did have one of the best defenses. Like they were putting out a good product. They at the end of the day, right now, Aaron Glenn said it. He was like, I don't like the difference from last year to this year. We might have better personnel from last year, and we're still doing this. Like it's either that or it's like basically the same guys out there kind of putting this work in. So it's just at some point things have to turn, and that was kind of the positives he took out of it, as he felt like from last year to this year, there like if you look at the stats, there has been improvement, and you have the same guys, so you see them making that step forward. It's just especially the last 4 weeks. It's so hard for a defense to get things going when you're getting put in bad positions. It is extremely hard.
Yeah, it's
You can't get in the rhythm.
It's getting back to playing complementary football, which they kind of got away from.
I love that. I love that.
That's
I
what
haven't
it
heard
is.
that in a little bit. Dan talked about that. I haven't heard that since like week 8.
That's what it's about, man.
And that's actually a huge,
Best
huge
teams
part
do
of
it.
this game.
Now, the other storyline with this thing is, because again, the storyline's what they do on the ground. 32nd in the NFL in run defense, the Broncos are a little better against the pass, and they force turnovers. So you're not asking Jared Goff to test these guys, especially Justin Simmons, who's
Some
an
dogs
absolute
in the
animal.
secondary.
100 games played in his career. He has 35 takeaways. So if you do the math, it's about a
pretty
takeaway
good.
every 3 games. Yeah. So it's pretty good numbers there. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Booner, I know we're going to get to your plays at about, 6:15-ish.
Yep.
We'll get to the Booner's best bets for Booner. And, of course, your legacy player of the game.
9-1 on the year.
But I think a
9-1.
player, Baz, I think a player to look out for,
Lions, baby.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is not having another bad one. I don't see it. He hasn't had a stretch, well, he just had one, but besides this recent stretch, 2 games without 5 catches.
I think Laporta.
You think Laporta today? I
do.
Okay.
Last week, 3 catches last week?
Yep.
Come on.
And he had
that ain't going to happen again.
Buck 40 against the Saints.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen again.
Man,
I think this is a big day for St. Brown. And maybe Laporta, too.
I see that I'm having an issue taking a receiver here this week.
Maybe Jared Goff over 5 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think if you're talking, which we'll get into your bets, but if you're talking betting money, you got to go with that matchup, the 32nd ranked defense. I just think Saint is due for a bounce back. I do.
Who's kicking tonight?
That's a good question.
man.
They just called up Badgley.
Money Badger.
Put it out there, man.
Is that Money Badger?
Money Badger.
They don't have a single.
Money Badger.
They don't have a single kicker.
Nope.
Because if you got 2, you got none.
They have none.
Is that-
for the past 3 years? They've had none. And the first year, I said, okay, they're dumping this year anyway.
Right.
But last year, you got to draft a kicker or get somebody in here. And then this year, it's a sin that you went to camp with those guys and a USFL reject. But USFL reject in Dallas, 30 for 30 is Brandon Aubrey.
With a 59-yarder and a 60-yarder in the same game.
30
Maybe they
for
should just cut
30.
everyone and then just go out and get a new kicker.
That's the damn
altogether.
kicker.
That's the one thing that Brad they just can't get right.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's
man,
the kicker.
that's why they're going for it so much. They don't. Once you're in the 30, if you're 35-yard line and in, you got to start thinking, all right, I'm going to kick a field goal here at least. They never even think of kicking a field
No,
goal.
and it
Unless it's a 25-yard field goal, he ain't kicking it.
missed an extra point.
I know.
I
Exactly.
mean, like that.
He's missed
But, hey, good
multiple
thing-
Anything
this year.
beyond 40 is raps. He
It-
can't do
Easy
it.
told me to drop Jake Elliott to pick up Riley Patterson in fantasy.
Oh,
no,
God.
no, he did not.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Jake
told
Elliott
you
was
that?
on bye.
Verbatim, he said drop.
Jake Elliott was on bye. He's like, oh, Riley Patterson plays in domes the rest of the year.
He is
I got
better in
Jake Moody, though.
domes.
So
Yeah, Jake.
That's-
How's
that's
Jake
a
Moody
good-
been playing? Like?
Good.
He's been doing
Is he
well.
good?
He struggled to
struggled
start,
off
but now
yeah.
he's kind of rolling now.
I met Jake Moody's dad last week, by the way.
Did you really?
Yeah, nice guy.
Does he
Where
want to
at?
kick for the Lions?
That I was doing a celebrity bartending over at the lodge in Kego Harbor.
Look at
it was
you.
for a big charity, the Killer Christmas, $142K we raised. So Jake Moody's dad there, Michigan hat and everything, he comes up to me because knew I was a Michigan slappy. Obviously, he comes up to me and starts chatting with me. I talked to him about his son. He's been to San Fran a few times. I go watch him. He's like, yeah, the kid's starting to get it. He had one bad game. but he's really enjoying himself, man.
Maz, I feel honored to just be sitting across
I
from
know.
a celebrity.
Look
thanks,
at
Maz.
Maz.
A
Thanks,
celebrity
guys.
bartender.
Celebrity
Tom Mazaway.
bartender. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
What can I tell you?
You need to contact anybody in this business. You go to Maz.
Go Maz.
What's your specialty drink, man?
I can make anything. Mostly, I could pour a great beer.
Yeah. Okay.
I could pour a great beer. Now listen, man. I can do
Pour a
gin and
great
tonics
beer.
like they're going out of style.
Okay.
Maz, if I say to you, surprise me, what are you making for me? If I say, hey, I don't mind.
I'll probably make you a Long Island iced tea.
See,
Yeah.
hey, there you go.
Nice
Look
and
at
simple.
Maz. He's
Yeah.
good, man.
He looks like a Sex on the Beach guy, though.
Yeah.
You know what? Back in my day,
Big
pause.
I was vodka cranberry back in my day. I really haven't drank since like 1985. I swear to God.
Yeah, hey.
I just don't drink. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I
No,
just
that is
don't like
true.
it.
That is true.
I was a bar manager in New York City. I just want you to tell you, I was not an alcoholic, but just a bar manager. Not that there's anything wrong with
Hey,
that.
you would.
What's in
Wait,
the glass
wait.
over there, Maz?
Say again?
What's in the cup right there?
Oh, that's just
It's
a
a rum and
Coke.
Coke.
That's a Coke.
Okay,
I'm the cheap date, man. I'm a designated driver no matter where I go.
I love it. I love it.
I got you covered.
You said you were a bar manager where?
In New York City for about 15 years.
You mean DeVito City? Tommy
Yeah.
DeVito City?
Hey.
Oh!
Oh,
Forget
chicken
about
Tom.
it.
I'm the original Tommy Cutlet. I'm the
Oh,
original.
yeah. Tommy. Yeah, actually,
He lives in my sister's neighborhood. All four of my sisters.
No
They live
way.
in Cedar Grove. He's a Cedar Grove kid. Went to Don Bosco, which is like a real prep school there. It's like De La Salle here.
Yeah.
And the kid's got it, man.
The Familia.
Yeah, Familia. He played 3 years for Syracuse, and then he went to Illinois, but didn't get drafted. I love the kid.
He's great. I hope he keeps
I
winning.
hope nobody finds out his weaknesses. Just
Tommy
keep going,
Cutlets.
man.
Yeah,
I love
he's
that
a great,
kid.
hell of a
Tommy
story.
Cutlets.
I want my mom to do my laundry, cook me chicken cutlets, and make my bed every day. That's what he does.
Oh, it's
Don't we all,
amazing.
man?
That's what he does.
Rolls right out of his mom's house and goes right to the game.
Fantastic.
Did you see his agent won?
Sean Stiletto.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's
you
the
gotta
Italian
look at the
stallion.
He joins Joe Montana.
It's
Italian.
Montana.
Two crowning
Yeah.
achievements.
I
The
love that.
Italian Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, isn't that
That's
great?
elite.
That is
That's-
fantastic.
all
Jeff,
right.
you could get it.
Hey, real
I'm
quick, too.
trying,
Guess whose
I'm
agent he
trying.
is as well? He's
Huh?
Iffy Melifonwo's agent.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
He's going to get a lot more people, I'm telling you.
Yep, his
He's
business just took off.
He's the new Jerry Maguire.
I
Yeah,
love
he
that.
will be.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Show me
You
the
think
money.
he'll sign
Show me
me?
the money, baby.
Why not?
All right, if you got that connection.
Keep those legacy points going.
Yeah, let him know there's a kid over here, an Italian kid named Booner.
I own a lot
That's
of
9-1
Booner stock.
legacy plays.
I
I
love
own
it.
a lot
buddy.
of Booner stock.
You do.
I got it at the ground level.
Spenny was
Spenny.
the first one to buy Booner stock, and he bought a lot of it. He bought it the first day I walked in.
Yep.
And it's gone up a
Yo,
lot.
you guys, I swear to God.
Look at Ed with the mullet, man.
Yeah.
Which way do I turn?
Bro, you got to get the dangly cross earring. I'm telling you.
Do the people like
Get a
this? Should
neck
I keep
tattoo?
going?
Yeah,
I'm interested.
bro,
I don't
it looks
know.
good.
You're looking good.
I'm
brother.
interested.
You're
My
looking
mom
good.
hates him. My
You
mom
look,
said
you
I don't
look
want to
good,
see a
kid. You
mullet.
look good. All right, let's go to break. We get back. We'll talk about this Lions defense for a little bit.
Lions, baby.
As Ryan Ermanni would say. Lions, baby. We'll
He's
talk
so
about this Lions defense, and then, of course, we'll get into Booner's bets at 6:15. Stick around for that. If you're a betting man or woman, stick around. We'll try and make you some money. Booner, you got a legacy player today.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
I don't even know who it is.
Lions,
We're gonna
baby.
find out live on air who's Booner, who's he rolling with today. They have a big game. You'll find out.
Lions,
Shout out to our
baby.
friends over at Bullseye Event Group. Of course, if you're going downtown, you should be already down there already. Go say hi to them. Woodward Sports.
Shed 5.
Over at, Shed 5. Eastern
Network.
Market. And of course, our
Network.
friends over at Long Drink. The boys will be indulging in that during the watch party. We'll see you guys right after the break.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
We're off, and we're back. It's the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends of our Bullseye Event Group and Long Drink. Same old crew with some new faces. We got Maz. We got Maz on a home game. We plucked in
Tommy Cutlets.
I'm here, baby.
The real Tommy Cutlets.
Hey,
Tommy Cutlets.
Maz, he's expensive, but we got him. Look at him. He's over here, the New Jersey zone. All right.
Where's the gabagool?
That's what I'm saying. We should get that for the watch party.
Yeah, hey, can we do one of these watch parties? Can we do like a little buffet setup with some Italian food, some cutlets?
We should.
I'm down.
I would be in for that.
We should.
Now,
I'll have my grandma
Maybe
make
Freddie
some
Felt will get it for us.
Yeah.
Dr. Freddie.
Shout out Freddie. I'll have my grandma make some lasagna.
Ooh.
I'll let my Nona handle it. She'll take care of the boys. She'll take care of the boys.
The lasagna, I'll let mine as well. Yeah.
I want some
meatballs.
Does she make homemade gnocchi?
She does.
All right.
We got you, Maz. Don't worry about
Thanks,
it.
We should do this.
Yeah, she's 94.
God bless her.
Everyone bring
94.
your best dishes, and we'll just
got
all
you.
eat.
Sammy Maz is 96. My dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, it must just be the blood, man. Those guys live to 100 years old. Everybody does.
Knock wood.
Knock on wood. All right, we're back. Thank you guys for tuning in. I put the number in the chat. If you want to call up, if you want to talk Lions, if you're going to the game, if you're downtown, feel free to call in. Or if you're at home and you got thoughts on the game itself, we'll Ken G will take care of you. We'll try and get you through. We'll talk to you. The number's already in the chat. Spenny pinned it for you guys. But let's talk about this defense a little bit for the Lions, because some interesting matchups. I want to start with Courtland Sutton, okay? And then we'll get to versus the secondary, because then we'll get to Aiden, and of course we'll get to that, Broncos offensive line. But Courtland Sutton's a problem. And I think everyone knows that by now. If you just not even watching Broncos games, but you've seen Courtland Sutton's highlights. The man makes at least one near impossible catch a game, Booner, it seems like. And he accounts for roughly half of Russell's passing touchdowns. He's their deep threat. He's the guy that they want to set up play action for. And it seems like we'll see what Aaron Glenn does. He typically doesn't have his corners travel. I would prefer Cam Sutton to travel with Courtland Sutton.
I agree.
But you know what they're going to want to do? They want to get Jerry Jacobs on him. That's how that works.
This is a situation I watched this morning. Dan Campbell, I believe it was with Dan Miller, and they did a little film breakdown with Courtland Sutton and kind of how their offense works. And the biggest thing with this is obviously right now, I think we can all agree, our secondary is pretty thin, and they've been struggling a little bit. And Dan did a little play breakdown with Dan Miller this morning. And when they did it, they put 2 tight ends on the field, Jeff, and they just had everyone blocking, and all they did is send 2 wide receivers down the field. And right now, all they do is they make sure Russell Wilson has all the time he wants and just throw it up to Courtland Sutton and let him just go get the ball.
He's down there somewhere.
Yes, and it's over 2. The play that I saw, it was literally they had 8 blockers and only 2 guys downfield, and just throw it up to Courtland Sutton over 3 guys, and he goes up and catches it for a touchdown. Yep. And that is what they've been doing with him the last 7 weeks. They don't care who's on him. They don't care how many guys. Russell Wilson, he'll sit there in the pocket for 10 seconds.
Throws a great deep ball.
And he throws a perfect deep ball.
Puts a lot of air under it.
Yes.
And the way he hits that back of the end zone like you've been saying.
Yep.
Right on the line, man. Only one guy can catch that ball.
And it's
Jerry
Courtland
Judy's
Sutton.
coming alive, too. Little by little.
Yeah, he has. And if you think about it, if Cam Sutton's on Courtland Sutton, well, that means Jerry Judy on Jerry Jacobs. It's the Jerry on Jerry, the Sutton
Jerry's
on
got
Sutton.
a rebound. Our Jerry's got a rebound.
He has to.
Secondary is a big part of this game today. Like, they have to come to play. They have to.
I would argue, too, Booner, the defensive line is also in key, because if you're giving Russ time, now we're talking about these plays developing.
But
Aiden Hutchinson.
To my
what? Russell Wilson?
No, Russ, the artist.
Well, okay.
Russ, the artist.
All right.
But
Russell Wilson.
To my point, though, that I was saying is Dan, the play he broke down today, they don't use their tight ends at all, Jeff. They only use their tight ends for blocking. They're going to make sure this defensive line doesn't get pressure. Like, they will put
especially Aiden.
They will put 8 guys on the line. The play that Dan Campbell broke down, both edges had 2 different offensive linemen on them and tight ends, and they're going one-on-one with the middle guys. I'm telling you, it's this secondary right now, Jeff. I'm telling you, it's the secondary. You're going to have chances to pick the ball off. You're going to have chances to make the play. You have to do it.
I think
you probably won't get pressure, but the secondary has to step up.
Booner, I think we were a week in Spenny, because we all tailed it. I think we were a week early on Kirby's interception.
It's today.
I think we were a week early. We bet on Kirby last week to get a pick. I think we were a week early. I'm
looking it up.
This would be the game they test him, Maz. I would say they're gonna.
I've only seen him do well one game this year. Am I wrong in saying that? Has the kid regressed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, because again,
was he reading his own press clippings?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Because last year, Maz, even though there'd be games where he would look out of position or he would struggle, you'd still be like, well, he's getting turnovers. He's not doing that. So at this point, yeah, you're right, Maz.
You know what'll help him?
My name is
To get
John.
back CJ. Oh, we can hear the call on the air.
we got the caller.
Someone from Alaska.
Well, hey, tell John we said hi. If it's John.
Yeah, it's
Gentry
okay.
left.
John from Alaska.
What the hell's Gentry?
Hey, Kirby Joseph, plus
Yeah,
650 for an
John
interception today.
J-O-H-N.
Yeah, send John through. He's already on the damn line. So, well, let's talk. to
Let's
him.
see if we
All
can
right,
get
yeah,
him
we
through.
got John coming through. 1 second, John.
Yeah, John, can you hear us? Hello, John.
That's you guys. How you doing?
There he is.
John, welcome to the show. What's on
What's
your
up,
mind?
John?
Man, just, trying to get through these driveways up here in Alaska so I can go watch the Lions win a game.
You got a lot of
So,
snow up there?
Yeah, but we got like over a foot last night. So
Woo!
had to get up real early so we can be ready for the game. But man, I wanted to say, dude, I listened to Sean Payton do a press conference earlier this week. Him and Dan Campbell, like, he picked up a lot, even just the way he talks.
Yes.
If you take out the whole man, he sounds just like Sean Payton. It's funny.
Yeah.
But, man, I really do think that they're going to come back and have a great game this week.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, John. You know what's funny? I watched it earlier, too, just kind of prepping for the show, and I'm 100% with you. One thing I noticed, I'm like, man, these guys have kind of the same cadences besides the man. Like, it's like you're right. It sounds like Dan's a little more...
Does Sean take his hat off and rub his hair a million times?
Dan's like he would be like the...
Meathead Sean Payton.
Yeah, like the meathead Sean Payton. I think that's a fair way to say it. But John, you're spot
you go.
on. You got
There you go.
you got a game prediction today? Give me a score. What do you got, John?
I don't think it's going to be too high scoring. I think the Lions are going to win it 24-17.
Okay, so they cover.
24-17.
You got the Lions covering tonight. Hey, John, fill me in on Alaska. When does it stay sunny all day long, and when does it stay dark all day long?
So right now we're getting ready to have like our shortest day, which will be like the longest darkness, and then summer is summertime. So like the beginning, like around May through September is when you'll be having sunshine most of the time.
Wow. Can you
It
imagine
gets to
living in
about
that?
at dusk.
Yeah, that's...
See,
hibernation right
we
now.
complain, John, when it gets dark here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. What time does it get dark in Alaska on the shortest day?
It'll be pretty dark today around like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Oh, okay, so
And
John.
it'll be dark until like 10 o'clock.
wow.
Morning.
John, good luck today. I appreciate you calling. And by the way, I hope you get to witness the Lions' victory. I do. My best wishes. Thanks for calling the show.
Same with you.
Thanks, John.
Take care, John.
Appreciate you, John.
Good
Shout out-
man, John.
You laughing at my science? You
No,
laughing
I'm
at
laughing because
What's Spenny doing to me?
Spenny's putting not to you. He's just putting
Yeah.
up these photos. Put it up again. What'd you have? Was it Future? The
think it's
Lions?
Future.
A couple different pictures. of Future.
You're
Why,
so-
why future, though?
Look at what he put up. What, is that Future? Oh, no, he's not lying.
Hey, it's Issa, ISSA.
Oh,
from Chicago.
Issa's on.
Yeah, we'll,
We got to push a button in there.
yeah, we do.
There's a button.
Yeah, we do. Hey, we'll.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, maybe we'll wait on the phone calls for a
Okay,
second here. 'cause
we're gonna wait.
They're coming through.
Appreciate
They're
you,
coming.
Issa.
Yeah.
Hello,
it's all
Issa.
good. Did you send him through? Is he here? Yeah, I sent him through. What's the name? I'm sorry.
Issa.
Issa, welcome to the show. Issa, what's on your mind? You give us a game prediction while you're at it too.
Boys, I'm just a little nervous. Alvin Kamara coming from Sean Payton. He might have a game plan for Gibbs. But I still think Detroit covers. Love the show. Detroit 31,
Oh.
Broncos 20.
Woo!
Let's go!
There
Let's
you go.
go, Issa.
There you go.
Issa.
All right, my man. Thanks for calling.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Issa. What do you got
I
to
would
say?
say,
Bro?
great point, though. I didn't even think of that all week. Sean Payton was there, Coach Alvin Kamara, and that's Gibbs' biggest connection, as everyone calls him the next
Big
Alvin
time.
Kamara. So he knows kind of that game a lot. Makes me a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
You should be.
I just got hit with that, and we're gonna go into my legacy play in a little bit.
Okay.
I may have switched it on the.
Uh-oh.
The 9-1
no.
might be in trouble.
Was Legacy Jameer?
It may
All
or
right.
may not have been.
All right.
Me and Booner, we have two different players we think are going to have big days.
Yeah,
today.
and it's been messing with my
Doesn't mean
head.
they both can't,
It's been messing with my head.
but we're going to have that discussion.
Just switch
And-
to my player.
And you got a player too, Sam Laporta.
Last time I picked Sam Laporta, he had the 140 yards.
There you go.
So
all right, I'll tell you what. We'll go to break here, and then we'll get into Booner's bets, of course, and then we're gonna find out your legacy player.
All right,
let's do it.
let's
all
do
right,
it,
and then we'll
man.
get some bets. I got a parlay in. You don't have to tail me. You don't have to trust me. I completely understand. I'm probably the last guy you want to tail parlays from. But hey, Booner's got some, and we're going to hear from him in a little bit. This is the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network, brought to you by our friends over at Bullseye Event Group and Long Drink. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in a little bit.
Lions.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
And we're back.
Baby.
Hopefully,
If
future.
you catch me cheating, I will never tell it sorry.
Hey, future. We need
sorry.
future. That type of. If he can
They
listen.
better be banging Future at Ford Field to get in Russ's head.
oh, that's why you've been putting it up there
He
this
hit
whole
it
time.
first.
I forgot all about that.
Russ takes care of Future's child.
Penny.
I forgot all about that, Spenny. Shout out to
They
you.
just had a baby. Russell and
Future's
Ciara
the
just
goat.
had a baby.
They did, yeah.
Spenny,
But
why?
Future hit it first.
Future
man.
still.
All right.
That was
Future hit it first.
they have a kid, I think. Future.
You remember when there was a rumor that Ciara had a dick? Did you guys hear that?
I've never heard that.
Never heard that.
In
That's
middle
just
school,
you.
that was the thing. It was
I'd rather not
Marilyn
hear that.
Manson can give himself a blowjob, and Ciara had a penis. Those were like two things.
Oh, my.
It's interesting.
I will
Spencer's life, man.
I will say this: what Spenny said. You bring Future out to Ford Field.
They should do it.
Oh, that'd be so.
They should have had
Why?
him as like a halftime performer.
Oh my gosh, that is genius.
They should have done it.
All right, now you got me off track. That is a
They
genius
should play
idea.
a whole Future playlist the whole
Yes!
day.
They
I
might.
mean, I can just send them mine.
If we know, they know.
Didn't a team do that? Didn't
Yeah.
a team did
Yeah.
that when the Broncos were playing
Yes.
on the road?
You should do it.
They were
That
playing
Lions-
Future through the.
I hope the Lions do it,
Okay,
man.
do that, please. All right.
I think they got blown out in that game. I think the Broncos blew that team out.
Well,
Oh, no.
okay. Well, never mind. All right, let's get into Booner's bets. Booner, what do you got for us, man? I'm trying to make some dough. Tell me how.
I've got a lot of things here. Obviously, I've got every week I do about 6 or 7 straight plays, and they go. Typically, they go 6-1, 7-1, depending. We only lose about 1 or 2 straight plays. Do you guys want? Should I start with the legacy player of the game?
Give me
9-1 on this season so far.
You've been
Lions, baby.
Lions, baby. We're going back-to-back weeks. Last week I went Jahmyr Gibbs, all-purpose yards and a touchdown. This week we're going Jahmyr Gibbs, all-purpose yards, over 83.5 yards. I think he gets over 100 all-purpose yards tonight. I think 83.5 is easy. He scores a touchdown. It's about -102, whatever book you get it at. That's where I'm going with the legacy play. We're going for 10-1 here. 10-1, fellas.
I think you got
need
it.
I think it hits. A couple other plays I have here. I did do some straight plays, and shout out to Jeff because this is Jeff's guy. I added this to my straight play repertoire for today. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 75.5. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 6.5 catches, and Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown as well.
Spenny, you approve it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I just want to run my Spenny.
That's the backup.
All right.
These
What's
are
the
all-
number on that?
It's all even money on those. So
Okay.
each straight, they're all straight plays. It's all even
Oh, you
money.
can't put that together in
we
a
can.
parlay?
We can.
Why don't you?
We
On
wanna
top
make-
of it
we
all.
want to make some.
Well,
we'll do
Maz,
that.
let me tell you something, okay?
Yeah.
For me, I've been losing a lot lately because of those damn parlays.
But listen,
I'll
if-
miss one on them.
If you're betting the straight bets, you're good. Then you on top of it,
Sprinkle a
you
little
bet
on the
you
parlay.
sprinkle a little parlay in.
I
You
do
do a
have
$10
for you guys.
parlay. That might be a plus. That might be plus 250, plus 350.
Yeah, it's something you sprinkle
See,
a little bit on
that's
it.
why I'm glad we got
Right.
Maz today.
You get your straight bets still.
I get you.
And if 2 of them hit, you're still ahead. You're still ahead.
I get you.
I've got one more straight play, then I have the Booner lay of the day, a little parlay. The other straight play, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but we're going Jamison Williams over 19.5 yards.
like has to happen.
That's
right?
that's one.
Wait,
catch.
I need that
Right.
again. What was that?
Jameson Williams over 19.5 yards. One catch.
Come on.
I'll book that bet.
I have a feeling they're going to kind of give him some target. The whole city's been complaining to get him targets.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
feel like today is the day where he gets 3 or 4 targets. He gets at least 2 for maybe 40 yards. Maybe you see him
I hope
score
you're
a
right,
touchdown.
man. I hope
took
you're
him over
right.
25, so hopefully.
Would you got it at 25?
Yeah.
I like that too. It's probably plus money.
Give me the Cortland
Yeah, it
Sutton
is.
over. I think it's 58.5 receiving yards.
I actually like that play. It's too. It just seems low.
Yeah.
What was it? 52 and a half.
I think 58.5. I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
think he hits
even
it.
either way,
That's
dude.
secondary.
That's 2 catches, maybe 1.
Do you guys want the parlay now? I haven't told anyone this parlay yet. Not
Booner
even
lay
you.
of the day.
The
Let's
Booner
hear
lay
it.
of
Give
the
me the
day.
Booner lay.
Cortland Sutton has made his way onto it. 40 yards. David Montgomery, 50 rushing yards. Has hit it the last few weeks. Jahmyr Gibbs as well, 50 rushing yards. So both guys get over 50.
50-50.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 60 receiving yards. And Detroit Lions money line, that is plus 611. You guys like that?
How many
like
bets?
it.
5?
Nice.
5 of them. And they're all really low. They're all low bets. 5 of them.
So you got Jahmyr 50, David 50.
St. Brown, 60.
St.
I'm
Brown
worried. I'm
60.
worried about the 2 running
And
backs.
Sutton, 40. They've gotten 50
Sutton,
the last
40.
3 weeks. Both
What are
of
the
them
odds on
have.
that?
Plus 611.
You say you took Sutton 40 plus
Yeah,
yards?
Sutton,
Maz.
40, yeah.
How about this? I took him on my parlay for 4.5 receptions. Over.
I like that as well.
Yeah.
I think Sutton does have like a 5-catch, 50, 60-yard game today. And it sucks to say, but it's the way our secondary's been playing, you're going to be in a tough – I think you're going to be in a high-scoring game, personally.
What'd you say, Maz, about the
I'm
2
worried
running
about the
backs?
2 running backs that you got on there. What are they? 50 over 50 each?
Yep.
I know you said it's that way, but the way the Denver Broncos play, I don't know, man.
Worst rushing defense in the NFL, though. Matt.
But a lot of that.
I didn't know that.
It's
The
true.
worst, dead last.
They are the worst, but a lot of that was because of like the Dolphins game. They gave up
Yeah.
70. They gave up like
Even
hundreds
if
of
even
yards.
with
so
that game, though, they're probably bottom 3 in the
They are.
NFL.
They're
so,
bad.
You
They are
know,
bad.
it,
I got a touchdown parlay. I've hit back-to-back weeks with these.
yeah, you've
I'm
been
going
red
to
hot
take
with
your –
these.
I will take
Spenny.
it this week.
What do you got?
I've hit back-to-back weeks with these Lions touchdown parlays for
What
the
you
Lions
got?
game. This game, I'm going Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown, David Montgomery touchdown, Cortland Sutton touchdown.
I got
Okay.
a Monty touchdown as well.
Yeah, it's like
Hey,
I think it's like plus 1,400 or something like that.
El Gato's got one here on the chat. I don't think you guys are going to like it, but I think it might be. I think it might work.
I
He
think a
says,
Sam
Elgato
Laporta-
says, take Denver defensive touchdown.
Ooh,
Hey, I think a Sam Laporta touchdown was plus money though.
No, I'm not going to do that. But
What's over? What's over under on Goff turnovers? 2.
2.
Gotta be.
Say 1.5. Yeah.
1.5. I'd go 1.5.
I'll go over.
I said earlier in the
1.5.
week he's going to do a 1 and a 1. He's going to a fumble and a pick.
Over 1.5.
1.5.
I'll bet you
I'll go
25
under.
on it.
I'll go under.
Bet
Over
50
2.5.
on it. Bet 50 on it.
No.
I'll take the under 2.5.
No.
You take
I'm
the
not
over.
betting over 2.5.
All right, 1.5. Let's do it. Put $50.
All right, give me 2-to-1 odds.
No.
Then no.
I've asked you for 2-to-1 odds before, and you said that was
Yeah.
a joke.
And it was a Spenny Sports.
Come on, you can't do it. I did send something in the live stream Slack. I don't know if you want to throw that up. It's
Yeah.
for the stream tonight. What's going on?
Oh yeah, the Booner bets.
Yeah, so that we do have this is pretty sweet. We have a new sponsor called Locker, the Locker app. And today during the stream, what we'll be doing is you guys are able to compete with me on the app. And all the guys as well will have the app going, and we'll all be playing.
During the live watch party?
Yeah,
during the live
everybody-
watch party.
It's free. It's a free app
free
to
app.
download.
Locker.
It's called the Locker app.
Okay.
And basically what it is in the first half, the competition, there's a $500 pool. So you can win up to whatever it is. I think they might split it between the top guys. So what will happen is you will be competing against me and the other Woodward Sports guys. And before every single drive in the first half, they'll ask you a question. You'll have to answer. It'll be like, will the Detroit Lions score a touchdown, field goal, turnover, or punt on this drive? And
Okay.
whoever answers the most questions correct, it's
Ooh.
basically like a betting app.
I like it.
They'll win a certain amount of money depending. I think it's like top
And it's
3
free to
guys.
play.
It's free to play.
Come on.
Yep. So it does ask for your identification, but you can I believe you can forego that until after.
Everyone's got our ID anyway.
Yep. You don't have to do that though until after, because when I downloaded the app and did it, I verified my identification yet, but it still lets you play. So everyone join the watch party. And download this app now, so when the watch party starts, we can all, you guys can compete against us. Try and beat me.
By the way, kudos to you, Booner.
Thank you.
Look at you on the graph. You look good.
How
man.
sweet is that?
Clean
It's
graphic.
awesome. It's
How
clean.
sweet
You
is that?
deserve it.
My son has really blossomed.
No.
I am Maz Jr. That's very well
You are,
known.
man.
Spenny, you can't say anything bad. You have the most stock. Are you trying to make
know,
money or are you
it's
trying
true.
to lose money?
I ain't. I'm playing reverse psychology here.
Okay, I do like that. Okay.
Could you beat Cats though?
Hey, Cats, if you want to join, come on.
Imagine Cats enters and wins this thing. You got it on deck too.
And the thing is you don't have to pay $450 to play.
No,
you
it's
get
free.
to play for free. You don't have to go pay for Cats picks.
All right.
I'm a man of the people. Man.
Braylon's got some. He's got some action tonight.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
Braylon's action.
I'll read it. Because he put a band on it, so he means business.
He's like don't say I don't pick the Lions.
So
He's feeling it tonight.
You did Lions -5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Braylon's little two-legger here. It's the Detroit Lions -5, and then over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Jared. It's plus 188,000 to win 1,800.
Oh, that's some bread.
Yeah.
-5, -5 is a good.
That's a horrible number. I don't like it.
I don't like -5.
It's a weird number, but
It's not a football number.
It's not.
2.5, 6.5, 7 or 9.5. Like it's weird increments, but football numbers are football numbers.
Now, if it went to 5.5, that's the magic number. I think I've told you guys this. If you see an underdog getting 5.5, you make sure you bet them on the money line.
Take the money line. I've heard that. I love that as well.
And it works.
Yep.
I bet you it's 75%. 5.5 is the magic number.
What are the Lions right now on FanDuel? What are they favorite?
I bought 4.5.
Yeah, it's 4.5
right now.
still.
Yep, 4.5.
Interesting. All right. So recap really quickly. The Booner lay. Just give everyone a quick recap. What you got?
So Booner
'Cause we kinda
lay,
were all over the place.
the parlay, the Booner lay of the day. Cortland Sutton 40 yards. David Montgomery 50 rushing. Gibbs 50 rushing. St. Brown 60 yards. And Detroit Lions money line that's plus 611.
You put the money line on it.
Money line on it, -200. I think the Lions win today. I'm sorry, you can take it off
I
if you
hate
want.
money lines
You
and
can take the
parlays.
money line off if you want, and it's like plus 400. And then the straight bets today: Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown, Jamison Williams over 19.5 yards, St. Brown over 6.5 catches, St. Brown over 75.5, and then the Booner legacy play of the day. 9-1, Lions, baby.
There you
Jahmyr Gibbs over 83.5 all-purpose yards, and a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown, -102.
I got a parlay as well that I just cooked up.
Spanny, hit us.
Put it in
Live?
there.
You cooked up live.
Yeah, cooked
All
up
right,
live.
Let's hear it.
Plus 1,112. It's plus 1112. It's David Montgomery anytime touchdown. Cortland Sutton 40+ receiving yards. Sam Laporta 3+ receptions. Cortland Sutton 3+ receptions. David Montgomery 50+ yards rushing. Jahmyr Gibbs 40+ yards rushing. Russell Wilson 2 passing touchdowns. $10 to win 120.
2
Well, that's a
passing
lot.
touchdowns for us?
Yeah.
See, Spenny though, like when you hear that and you're like, oh, that's a lot. Like, I could see it all.
He
in.
hits
I
them.
could definitely see it.
He does.
He hits them.
I got to get that screenshot.
I got you.
You got to share that parlay
Yeah,
because
send the link.
Spenny. Hey, for people that have been tuning into this
I've
thing
been pretty hot
weekly,
lately.
Spenny's
Yes.
been on fire too. He has.
Our watch parties, I'm just going to be honest, every week, we hit.
Yeah.
And we hit, like me and Spenny both will have parlays going, and they always, like, we'll give them out during it too, and they hit. Maz comes in the second half and sees us cheering for him,
Yeah,
and they
Maz-
always hit. It's electric.
I love
at
it.
the
I
end.
love
like-
rooting you on.
I know
That's
Maz is
the-
like
I
a proud
appreciate all
father.
you
He
guys.
comes
I
in,
am.
everyone's winning money. He's
Hey,
like,
as a proud father, I do want to say, bet with your head, not over it, please. Thank you.
there you
Please.
go.
Hey,
Actually,
real
that's a
quick,
good thing.
Yeah.
for the competition thing tonight, Locker app, it's only available on Apple products right now.
Of course.
So it is not. If you have an Android, I apologize.
Sorry.
Ken G over there earlier was trying to look for it. He's like, I don't have it. So I saw a couple of people in the chat here who was saying, Booner, let the people
And by
know
the
it's
way-
Apple only.
By the way, I'm not even going to give out any specific bets I like, but I'll second everything you said about Amon-Ra St. Brown, all his plays.
Those bets
Was-
are because of
yes,
you.
my-
You came to me with those, and
I sponsored
I was
those.
like, I'm on it.
Big game. I'm telling you, he's not going to have 3 bad games in a row. It's impossible. It's
I
not
trust you,
happening.
my guy.
It's not happening.
So are we going to do some score predictions and head on out of here?
Spenny. Yeah, Spenny's like, hey, boys, let's get the score predictions, get out of here. Let's go to break. We come back. We'll talk JMO. Okay? Hear me out.
Do we
Spenny.
have to?
We'll talk JMO.
Okay.
You have to, man.
And then
I got something.
let's do it. And then after JMO, do score predictions.
All right.
All right, let's do it. You're tuning into the Detroit Lions pregame show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Of course, shout out to our friends always. Bullseye Event Group, Long Drink. See you guys in a little bit.
Drink.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Welcome back. Detroit Lions pregame show, Woodward Sports
right.
Network, of course.
Lions, baby.
Lions, baby.
Previewing Lions, Broncos. I want to get into the discussion here about Jameis Williams. I know it's an over talked about thing, but still, it's just one of the more confusing things. And I want to get Maz's thoughts, because me and Maz don't really talk about it too often. I know he has his thoughts. E&E, you can check those guys out 2 to 4. And I know you guys talk about J-Mo.
We do.
E&E and
Hey,
Maz.
thanks, buddy. Thanks,
Key
man.
part of the show.
Hey, this is my honest opinion.
Give me your thoughts on it, Maz.
This is my honest opinion. This is not. I'm not busting chops here.
He's not busting chops.
I don't think they trust him. That's part one. Part two is I don't think they trust Goff to get the ball to him. And why I'm saying that, I'm not there to watch the practices, okay?
Okay.
Obviously, something's going wrong in practice that they're not putting this kid into the game plan. Now, it could be a couple of things. What happened last week when they threw the one pass to him? What happened to the ball? It was underthrown by about 7 yards.
Yeah, 5 yards, yeah.
Now, I'm not joking here. I don't know if Goff can reach this kid. I don't know if he can reach him.
Well, here's the confusing part. Hold on.
He did throw it to DJ Chark a lot last year.
That's
and
the
those
confusing
were deep
part.
balls. If you watch,
but not at this speed.
But if you watch this the J-Mo throw last game, he was getting hit, and he had to instantly with the offensive line hurt. Instantly, go watch that play back.
Okay.
Within less than 2 seconds, there was a guy in his face.
Don't forget, Montgomery picked up the first blocker.
Maybe a Will Levis could have made that throw because his arm's elite. But we know what Jared Goff's arm is. We know what it is. So you have to give him time. He can make the throw, but if he doesn't have the time, he cannot make the throw. That's where I'm at.
And he's outdoors.
And he's made the throw to DJ Chark plenty of times.
I know, but DJ Chark is running slow motion compared to J-Mo. Slow motion.
I have said that I think there is something.
Now,
we can't see practices, so I think there's something going on.
There's two sides of this, Maz, because it's confusing because we've seen Goff do it for Chark, but I also do believe that at least with Goff's skill set, it might not align with what Jamison can do.
It does not.
It is night and day difference,
both things
he runs at a different speed, man.
Completely different.
He does. But it's not just that. It's not even.
Every touchdown he's caught, you see him standing there
Yes,
waiting for
he's
it.
waiting.
He's gotta slow down and
He's
wait
waiting.
for it.
He's waiting.
But hold on. But the other part of it is why does it always have to be all or nothing throws?
Correct.
That's my problem with J-Mo.
Right.
Mass, he's not. And by the way, very, very. Deshaun Jackson is a terrific. If he turns into Deshaun, I'll take it. But my point I'm making is he's a lot more than that. We saw that.
We think.
I think.
Right.
Yeah, we think.
We think. He was awesome in college. No question.
But
so was Tim Tebow.
Come on, ins, outs, comebacks. You could give him. He's got a route tree, but maybe Maz is right. Maybe the answer to this is they just don't trust him, which again is confusing because if anything, you need a number 2 wide receiver. What are defenses starting to do lately? Try and stop Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Middle of the field because Jared Goff can't throw the ball outside or down the field.
But to Spenny's point, they're taking away St. Brown's bread and butter, and of course Laporta's bread and butter. So. Again, that's an opportunity for J-Mo. He just hasn't got it. He just hasn't got it.
With the short routes, too, as well, is I do think, do you remember when we went to the training camp as well and some of those short routes, and we saw it in the kind of the beginning of the season, Jeff, where he was dropping some of those short passes. Maybe there's something going on at practice with that's why they're not giving him these slant routes and these short routes. I don't know what's going on, but they can get the thing is, it's like other guys in this receiving room, they've found success with the short routes. That's why I'm confused why Ben Johnson cannot find a way to get him in these short. I don't get it. So I'm interested in what's going on in the back end there.
I can't remember what beat writer I heard it from, but I heard that J-Mo was kind of like the third option in their offense.
That was John McEnroe.
Who joined John McEnroe. Yeah, so he's like the third read in the offense. So is that more on Goff not being able to go through his progressions and get to J-Mo?
Absolutely.
Did you see? Okay, so the play that Easy kept putting up, was that picture to where J-Mo was wide open. I went back and rewatched that play because I wanted to see why he was open. Jared Goff right away. If you look at his progressions, Josh Reynolds, you can tell where Jared is looking first, second, third.
Yeah.
J-Mo on that
one-read
play
guy.
was no, it wasn't the one read because his first read in that play was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He looked at him, he was covered, and then all of a sudden, like J-Mo was sitting there with Amon-Ra, and then you look 20 yards downfield, and Josh Reynolds was wide open, and that was definitely the second read. He was wide open. Jared Goff just missed the throw, and then J-Mo opened up after that. So you do need to get through these reads, like you do, and then that's an issue.
And that's a
maybe
knock
that's a Ben
against Goff.
Johnson.
He
thing.
used to have time.
Yeah.
He don't have time anymore.
And maybe that's a Ben Johnson thing too, to start getting J-Mo.
You won't
like,
always
get
have
him
5
more.
seconds to throw the ball either, though. So he
No.
has to get the ball out quicker and being
Yes.
able to make those progressions quicker.
I want to see Ben Johnson move J-Mo up. Let him be the second read. Let him be the first
That's
read
what
in
I
some
feel,
plays.
yeah.
And if Jared, like that's what you have to notice as an offensive coordinator. If Jared isn't getting to that third read to get J-Mo the ball, draw a couple different plays up for J-Mo to be the first read or the second read. But if you notice you're not getting to that third option, switch things up to get him the ball. And that's where I think the issue's starting to come into place is he's not getting to that third option, especially with all the injuries on the offensive line. He doesn't have the time to get to it, and we're just going to keep doing the same thing so he can't get the ball. Like, that's the issue I'm having with this.
Here's the thing. I know we all have the answers because we're smarter than everyone that coaches.
You're damn right.
We're all armchair coaches. But if you're going to put the kid in the game, put him in, and I don't care if you send him down the field 5 times. Throw him the ball. If he catches one, great. What you got to do is at least show the other team we're going to use him.
Right.
Because when he comes in, it's either a long pass or he's getting a reverse.
Yeah, it can't be all go
Maz-
route.
Or he's blocking.
Maz, it is criminal that he played almost 60% of the snaps and got 1 target.
Yes.
That is criminal.
Unless he
Never
got more
had a
targets
game
than him.
in his career where he's had more than 2 touches.
That's
He's
insanity.
never had a game. He's never played a game in the NFL where he's gotten more than 2 touches.
And we're not asking, I'm not asking to change the whole offense and,
No,
put,
you
and
just
put it around.
notice what's going on
can't
and make adjustments.
You can't get this man 3 to 4 targets a game.
Yep.
Yeah, and even if he drops
game.
the ball, you have to know what you have. So you have to keep passing it to him and see what you have in this first-round pick that you moved up 20 spots for. It's
100%.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, guys. I'm scared that, Braylon always yells at me when I say this. Maybe he ain't what everyone thinks he is. But Braylon's like, there's no way he's lost what he had in Alabama so badly that he don't have it anymore.
Well,
For you to not use your number 1 pick from last year, 2 years ago, he had a redshirt year. For you not to use him 2 years in now, and he's had plenty of time with the team now. He had a 6-game suspension knocked down to 4 games?
Yep.
He's been with the team long enough and had a lot more practices. And Teddy Bridgewater works with him every day on the side.
Right.
That's what Broder tells us, right? Every day he's catching a bunch of footballs. And for you to not use him, it's a freaking sin. Either that or he stinks and he can't catch the ball.
I don't think that Maz. The thing is, the difference too is I'm going to keep going back to like Ken G said. It's these reads. At Alabama, he was the number 1 option. Right now, he's the 3rd, 4th option.
Yep.
And you know
with
what
those
else?
weapons.
He shouldn't be.
Bryce Young could get him the fucking ball.
Spenny, I'm not listening to this whole thing anymore because you're just only one-sided on this. We're actually breaking down the game of football.
It's true.
No,
Is it
you're
not
just
true?
you just keep going back to golf.
Is that
and
not true?
It is true,
Okay,
but like
then why are
when
you
you're the
just
3rd, 4th
dismissing it like a
option,
baby?
when you're the 3rd, 4th option, you don't get to it. What are we doing here? Just because you guys in the heavyweights have a problem with one guy, let's actually break the whole game down instead of one
Is
side
that
of the
not a
game.
factor
No,
of
no,
it? Is
I'm
that
done
not a
talking
factor
to
of
you.
it? Or
I'm
you
done
just being a
talking to you.
little baby?
I'm not a golf gobbler, but
You're
I
a
break
baby.
the full game down.
You're being a little baby.
I'm
right
not. All you talk about is Jared Goff.
Is that not a
He's
big
average.
factor?
We know he's average. We know it. Stop talking about it and let's talk about real football here.
I am talking about
No,
real
you're not.
football.
We're talking about
James
real Ben Johnson in his
quarterback
offense.
who could get him the ball.
Talk
was a
about the
problem.
offensive line that's been trash
When
as
you had a
well.
quarterback
You
who
won't.
could get him the ball, he was a
Look
problem.
at you.
We need a
That's
split
what
screen.
happened.
Slappy.
Where's the
Bryce
split
was hitting
screen?
it in stride. Jared Goff has yet to do that in his
I
career.
mean, we're trying to break the full game down. Jared Goff's been trash. We know it. Let's talk about the rest. Move that man to the second
I'm talking
option.
about Bryce Young. We've seen it.
I'm trying to give J-Mo credit
Poor
here.
Bryce Young.
Moving him to the second option. And all you're talking about is Jared Goff. Let's talk about J-Mo.
Did Booner hit you with the let's talk real football?
Yeah,
I know. Seriously, what are we doing here?
I
Like
love
the quarterback isn't real football. Like the starting quarterback.
But
for
that's
a
all
team
you
isn't
talk
real
about. There's
football.
so much more to the game.
Is that not
This is
the,
football.
Is that not the most important factor of a receiver?
Ben
catching the
Johnson, why
fucking
don't you
ball?
move him
Is
to the
someone
second
throwing it to
option?
him?
Move
Is
him
the
to the
person
second
throwing him
option.
the ball not the most important
Draw
factor?
more plays up for him.
Lions.
Get that man the ball.
Lions, baby.
Yes, sir.
Get that man the ball.
Prime
Jared
time
Goff can
television.
get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, because
Why can't he get it to
across the
J-Mo?
middle?
Change the option. Make him a second or first option some plays.
Can't get him in stride.
Quit Quit giving excuses
Hey,
for
boys,
Goff.
the Birmingham police is
You're
going to
giving
show up.
excuses for Goff.
Careful.
Yeah.
You're scaring the locals.
Mom and dad are fighting.
You're scaring the hell out of me
Yeah,
right now,
it feels
boys.
like this J-Mo thing, Maz, is like you get a gift for Christmas and it's
Yeah.
on the shelf and you're like, I want to open it.
Yeah,
and your
it's a new
parents,
toy.
And your parents are like, we got to wait 2 years
Yeah,
though to open
yeah.
it.
It
Sorry.
don't make sense.
It's gonna take 2 years to open
It
this
don't make sense.
No, it doesn't. I love it when you guys fight, man. You bunch of bickers.
Peaceful Tim said,
You're a
Booner,
baby.
Booner, settle down. Your mic stinks.
It does.
It does keep going off every time I yell over here.
David Witt says you're scaring the kids. All right, let's go
them
to
kids.
Yeah, half them kids. All right, we're gonna go to break. When we come back,
That was nice.
we'll give our Lions predictions. How about that? How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Giving predictions?
Yeah, we'll break it. We'll break down the game. Give our predictions. We'll get the people's predictions. We'll talk all about it. If Spenny and Booner want to argue, feel free.
Hey, what's the
No, we're
Steelers
good.
score, by the way?
yeah,
Steelers
we need
and
an
Colts.
Maz, we need an update. You're
I don't know
got
what the
it for
Steelers
you.
score is.
You're
Colts are up 24-13.
Who's up?
The Colts, 24-13.
Yes.
9 minutes left in the third.
Please do not let the Steelers in the playoffs. I beg you, God, football God, don't let the Steelers in the playoffs.
You don't
They
want to see
sicken me.
T.J. Watt?
No, I can't stand watching them. They put me to sleep. And the Vikings lost today, guys. I know you're happy about that. In overtime, Bengals 27, Minnesota 24. So the Vikings are on the respirator right now.
Nick Mullins, huh?
Nick Mullins gets the win. Josh Dobbs, third string now.
A lot of these backups, man, they're out there working right now.
Until-
They're going for
Yep.
contracts.
Until the other teams figure out their game, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake
good.
Browning. Jake Browning, man, he's been playing well.
He got another
He's got a
win.
strong
Got
arm.
another win. Nick Mullins.
He's got the
he's
Joe
got-
Burrow arm.
So yeah, I mean,
Who the Pack playing tomorrow?
I'll tell you what, Jake Browning did look good, like moving around, like
Yeah.
getting out of pressure, moving around, making
He
some
did.
things in the pocket.
Packers play the Bucs
He made-
at home.
If the Bucks beat the Pack at Lambeau, which I doubt, and the Lions win tonight, that's basically a division.
You just
Yeah.
win. Yeah, you're
That's your
basically
division. It's over.
Because right now, if you win tonight, you're up 3 games with 3 to go.
Correct.
So you win one more, you clinch
2 with
it.
the Vikings, even if you split with
Yeah.
them.
there's so many backups playing this year. Holy hell.
Those injuries have been insane. There's been so many major injuries
To quarterbacks.
and it's been on like some of the biggest names all have gone.
Hey,
It's
there's one
insane.
stat that always sticks out for me, and it's been 2 years now. The Vikings, all they do is play one-score football games. They do not lose or win by more than one score. Look it up. Look it up.
You think about it, is it a good thing or a bad
I
thing?
don't know.
Last year, 11-1. This year, under 500.
Because I thought like last year to me they were 13-4, but to me, Maz, it was like concerning because they're like, how many of those are going to win?
Well,
But at the same time,
If they had Kirk Cousins, they'd probably be winning a lot more of these games this year.
That's fair.
Lion fans, we're lucky that Kirk Cousins ain't playing. We're lucky.
that's fair. Eduardo chiming in. He says J-Mo can't produce if he doesn't get targeted. Hey, he's got a point there.
Maybe he should be the second option.
Yeah, they need one.
Draw some more plays up for him.
Terrell from FL, my guy, chiming in. Jared is definitely above average. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
I'd give him that.
He's a top
He's
15
above
quarterback
average.
in the NFL.
He's
It's above average. Average is 15.
he's above average when everything around him is great.
There you go. I'm with you, Spenny. Terrell
fact.
from FL says, Jeff, which one of them is mom?
Booner's mom.
I'm not.
I think, well, are you going to call him mom or what?
What's up, Mom? Like my mullet?
Like my mullet?
I'm gonna love this.
Mom, do you like my mullet?
This is you guys have unlocked a new Booner with this mullet.
Yeah.
Things are gonna start changing around here.
Me and Spenny were pushing Boone to get a mullet.
Things
for
are
a
gonna
while.
start
I've been telling
changing
you to
around
get a mullet
here.
forever.
That's why
Yeah.
Spenny he has all this stock, and now he's like, Booner, get a mullet, do this, do that.
He's like your manager, dude, if you think about
He's got the most Booner stock.
right.
Maz is I'm Maz Jr.
it. Maz Jr.
Everything around here, man.
You know what? You're doing well, Booner.
Thank you.
You're doing well for yourself.
And we've got some type of like sponsorship thing going on tonight with me on it.
Yeah,
He's on the graphic.
You're on your way, man.
that Booner
right.
stock is.
Yeah, the Booner stock's rising. It's like Dogecoin. It'll
about to get
eventually,
like a-
hey, that Dogecoin, it'll eventually.
I'm about to get like a 3-to-1 split pretty soon. 'cause
It's good. It's good odds. We'll go to break. When we come back, we'll get our Lions predictions out there, our scores, how we see the game playing out, all that and much more. We'll see you guys right after the break. Stick around.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Look at me. Here I am having a great show with my friends.
Tom Gorris is a joke.
With my friends. And,
Relax, Benny.
and Ken
Don't
in
let
the
the owner.
chat.
He's a joke.
And by the way, appreciate you, Ken. You're my guy. He says, hey, Jeff, check the score. So Ken G does it for me, checks the score, and says, hey, Jeff, they're down 30. I said, well, the sky's blue, Ken G.
Can I get Maz?
I mean, that's where we're at right now.
That'll be 23 skidoo here, man. 23
Come
in a row.
on.
Maz, can I get your opinion?
I was having
like,
a good night.
What are the Pistons like? Is it the GM? Get the GM out of here. I haven't heard your opinion. on
This is it. I got it down. It's too late though. Monty Williams was the wrong coach for this team.
I don't think
He don't coach these kids. I'm telling you, he is just a reincarnation of what you had. I know he's one of the better coaches in the league. I think you needed, honestly, and I'm an old guy. I like old guys. Well, I mean, I like older coaches. In other words, I'm not going to be ageist, as they call it, but perhaps a younger coach. I wish we could swap with the Lakers and bring Darvin Ham here
Oh, man,
and
Zach.
give
Do you want me to
them.
make-
come on.
Do you want to make a
No,
phone call?
we're at the
Maz, you want me to make?
we're at the point
I
where we're
coached with
just
his son, Darvin
Dude,
Ham Jr.
guys.
ask Darvin Ham to come here and coach these
I'll
kids.
make a phone call
Someone
here
with
and save
someone
Detroit.
with some Detroit in him. Someone with some Piston spirit in him. And let's face it, the general manager's made a lot of mistakes. He has made a lot of mistakes. And the owner is one of the worst owners in sports.
Yes.
And by what I mean by that is I'm sure he's a nice guy and all. He just don't give a damn
And me and
about
Maz,
the team.
Me and Maz know terrible ownership. We're Knicks fans. So
That's
like,
right. And I've been a long, long time Knicks
Oh, yeah,
fan.
you're a big Melo guy.
James Dolan.
James Dolan,
The worst
probably
owner in
the
all
worst
sports.
owner
in all the sports.
I'll
yeah.
tell you
All
what, though,
sports.
Maz. I'll tell you what, though.
You think I'm wrong, huh?
No, well, the whole thing with Tom, and I don't want to do this today.
Forget the owner. You think I'm wrong with the coach?
Yeah, I like Monte. I just think he walked into a disaster.
They got
And he don't want to
54
be
points.
here, guys.
And he's got other things.
He
he's
don't
doing.
want to be here.
Bucks
All right.
had 54 points. There's still 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
All right, I got to keep my mental health like above that. We got to keep
They're
going
gonna drop
Lions.
70
No more
in the
Pistons.
first half.
That's my opinion.
Damn it! I was having a good night.
Sorry, man. It's okay.
I watch every Pistons game, Maz. I haven't tuned
know
in.
you are.
I haven't tuned in.
I know. Hey,
can't
I
do
was
it.
alive when the Sixers won 9 games in '73. Knicks won the championship. I was 11 years old.
Hell yeah.
Look
Knicks
at
won
you.
their last championship when I was 11 years old.
Bernard King.
This right here was 11 years old when the Knicks won the championship, their last one.
Jesus.
And the Sixers won 9 games that year.
a
And
hell
the
of a year.
Pistons are knocking on the door.
Maz, that was a good year for you.
It was a great
That
year.
was
We gotta
a good year
get-
for Maz.
My baby sister was born. It was a great time.
They were still wearing Chucks and the double barrel socks back then,
Yeah.
weren't
See?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were, Kenji.
Could they dunk back then, Maz?
They did. They did.
I've got breaking
Hey.
news whenever you guys want it.
Inactives.
Oh, we got
Booner.
I've got
breaking
an active-
news.
Can you
so
get him to Spenny?
Let me guess the kicker.
Take a throw.
Hold on. Can you get it to Spenny?
I can. I can
Please,
start naming them,
please.
or I
I
can
want-
give
I want
them
No,
to
to
the
give it to
people.
Spenny while I guess the kicker. We're
Okay.
going to go around the room and guess the kicker.
That's a fun game.
I am guessing Michael Badgley is kicking tonight.
I'm gonna go with you too.
I'm going with the Money Badger as well.
Badgley.
I know what it is, so I can't say anything.
It's
How about you,
it's gotta be
Kenny?
Badgley.
It's
Yeah,
in live stream.
the 4 on that.
Spenny.
Badgley or
Michael Badgley,
Patterson? He's going with Badgley too.
We've
Okay,
seen Patterson. It's over for him.
so we got a clean bill of health here with Badgley, who can kick from, I think, 44 yards. Riley can kick from 41 yards, I think. So take your choice. That's who we have.
Pick
We,
your poison.
we got one guy that hasn't played all year.
Oh god.
And we got the other guy who can't make a field goal. They don't even try to make a field goal.
Are you
And he's
ready for
missed
this
2
inactive
extras.
list, man?
Here we go.
Oh.
We got Stephen
Wow,
Gilmore,
there you go, man. Look at
Antoine
that.
Green,
Good call.
Okora.
Charles Harris, Chase Lucas, Booner's boy Trevor Nowoski,
Shout out
Julian
Saginaw
Okora,
Valley.
and Riley Patterson.
Oh, baby.
So the Money
So-
Badger is your kicker for this game.
They're changing things something up there.
And Bruce Irvin is playing.
Yep.
And
Bruce
So-
Irvin's
Bugs,
active.
Bugs is playing again. And
But,
Roger
And
Martin is playing.
that's the trade.
Alualua's out still, right?
Alua is out.
The savior. He's not here.
Savior.
Unfortunate.
And
We
good,
don't-
thing,
Charles-
good thing we traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, why is Charles Harris still on the team?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's
We have
been
no
a big
Wasn't he
disappointment.
supposed to be our second best edge
Well,
rusher
yeah.
this year?
Yeah.
He's been a healthy scratch like
I
8
don't.
times.
Sucks.
Is Bugs playing?
Bugs
He
is
is
playing.
playing.
Yep.
You know who's not playing is the guy we lost this week to the Titans.
Yeah.
Bohanna.
Yeah,
A Bohanna.
Bohanna,
Yeah.
Quentin
Banana
Bohanna.
Fofana.
I like
Bill-
Julian Aquara, though. I'm surprised he's out.
I like Jo too.
Both Aquaras will not be here next year.
Yeah, they won't.
There's a lot of, Matt, I don't think you've heard me talk about this yet, Matt. There's a lot of defensive line guys. The contracts are up, and they have a lot of cap space on this
Yeah.
team right
I
now.
know.
You're going to see a completely different defensive line next year,
Throw
and I
a
think
bag
Brad
at
knows
Matabuki.
that.
Yeah,
Throw a
Matabuki.
bag at
He's
Matabuki.
Go
a,
out and
he's a
change the-
menace.
I need Pascal to show his worth here.
It's over, man.
Starting tonight.
That's Jeff's boy.
Can I throw it out there
That
real quick
actually is
again?
your boy.
Julian Aquara, 3 games this year and 2 sacks,
Josh,
and he
Pe-
keeps
He got
a
those
scratch.
in one game.
I-
Damn near.
Well, Hannah got
2
2
separate-
sacks, and he's
two
not
out of
on the
3 of his
team
games.
anymore.
well, to Spenny's point, Josh Pascal, Matt. I liked him a lot coming out of
Okay,
college. He just hasn't taken that next step.
Yeah.
We've seen flashes, but they need somebody else. Bruce Irvin seems to be that guy. At least the one game he did play.
Russ, watch out.
Russ, and former teammate of Russ on
Yeah.
Seattle when they won a Super Bowl. Bruce Irvin knows him very, very well. So who knows? Bruce Irvin, and there you go. You know who else knows him very, very well? His future.
It's true.
He knows. And by the way, he knows Russ's.
You know Sierra very well.
Yeah, he does.
Knows every inch
Too
of
well.
Sierra.
Now, Bruce Irvin better take it easy on Russell Wilson tonight. Just sack him. Don't push him into the ground,
Yeah.
Bruce.
Put him in the dirt.
You got old man
Set the
strength.
tone.
Hey, I'll
Take
take
it
that
easy.
flag.
Set the tone,
You said put him in the
Yeah,
dirt.
who's the backup? Is it still Brock Osweiler? I don't even know.
No,
who
it's
Broncos
what's his
is.
name with the music?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
No, he's on.
No,
the
Drew
he's
Lock's
in
in
Seattle.
Seattle.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Drew
don't
Lock
know
played
who it is then.
He played last week.
got
I'm
traded
3 years
for
behind
Russell.
over
Yeah, I was about
here.
to say he was in the trade.
Look him up,
I'll
man.
look
trade.
up who the backup is. I got you guys.
I know it's not Rippin. Rippin went somewhere else.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
with the Rams. Is he?
No, he left the Rams. He was
Jared
with somebody
Stidham.
else now.
Jared
Gotcha.
And
Jared
then the
Stidham.
third, Ben DiNucci.
Does he know Tommy Cutlets?
He might. They might be best
Those
friends.
guys are cut from the same
Yo,
cloth. man.
DiNucci. Yo.
The new, hey,
Yo.
oh,
The Gabagoo.
the Gabagoo.
Who ate the gabagoo? Where's the ziti?
Yeah, I don't want.
What, no
I don't want
fucking
DiNucci. I don't
No
want
fucking
DiNucci in the
ziti?
game.
That's Soprano Jr., right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. AJ.
After the worst character in the entire show dies.
Oh,
Tony's mom is by far the worst.
Spoilers.
she was awesome, by the way, in it.
Yeah.
She
She's
was-
a great actress.
She was awesome.
I want to rewatch The Sopranos. by
I've
the
seen
way.
it
I'm
like
gonna-
7 times, dude. I love the Sopranos.
That's what I've been
and The
thinking.
Wire. The Wire is better than The Sopranos.
I'm
never-
Entourage.
Spenny, you remember Vito? You know, he was what's his name? Johnny Cakes,
Yeah.
Vito.
Yeah.
But in the first episode, he was a different character. Did you know that?
Yep.
He was in the bakery as a different character.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They got away with that stuff back.
Johnny
yeah.
Cakes.
Johnny Cakes. All right, fellas. Well, we got the inactives, so we got that confirmed. Bruce Irvin will be out there. Now, let's get into game predictions. I want a final score. How do you see the game playing out? I'm curious. I don't know anyone else's score. I know I kind of told mine. We all kind of gave ours out already, but still, I don't know I didn't see the shows. I don't know if you guys got the Lions winning or not, but Booner, I'll start with you.
I have the Lions winning. I have a high scoring game.
You do.
I do have I know I said ground and pound and all of that, but I think this is going to be defenses aren't going to really.
What's the over/under?
To be honest, I don't know.
35?
No, Maz. No. I can look it up here in a sec. I think it might be in the 40s, but this is where I'm going with it. I think the Lions put up over 30 points today.
Wow.
And I think the defense gives up probably about 20-something. I'm going Detroit Lions 37, Denver Broncos 27. I think they win by 10. They probably score a touchdown in the fourth to kind of spread it up a little bit. They'll cover the spread, and I think the over hits, whatever it is. I'm not sure what it is. I can look real quick. It's at 48.5, so take the over as well. I think it's a high-scoring game. 37-27.
I'm trying to.
Lions,
It's kind of
baby.
messed up.
Lions,
Hey,
baby.
Lions, baby.
this is kind of a.
You taking the Broncos?
No. I'm worried. I had an argument with Lucas when R.I.P. Lucas.
R.I.P..
But we had a debate. It was what would be a tougher game at Ford Field. It was Broncos or Vikings. He believes it's the Vikings. I think it was the Broncos.
I think it's the Broncos.
Broncos right now for sure.
I think, and he thought his point, to be fair, it was because of Dobbs and his
Division game.
mobility, all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Russ has mobility.
But he does too. Yeah, exactly. And he's been running more this year than he did last year. I think they keep it close. And Ken G, kind of taking an L right here because I kind of forgot my score. But I think it was 27-20.
No, it was 24-21 with a Riley Patterson walk-off field goal.
That was yours.
But I have to change it. Yeah, that was mine.
Okay.
I got to change it. Let me go 28-24 Lions.
Yeah, is it a Michael Bagley walk-off field goal?
Now it's a
I'm good
bad
on
one.
that. 28-24 Lions. It's going to be a semi-shootout, but they're going to get the job done. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. David Montgomery, 2 touchdowns. Let's get it.
I like it.
I'm going to roll with the Lions, though. I think the Lions win this game. I think they bounce back. I believe that. I'm not just saying. I know we picked the Lions even when they lose, but I just think they're primed. They're at home. This Broncos streak, even the Lions, they were 8-2 last year down the stretch. Can't win every single game, and I think this is a game the Broncos lose. Give me the Lions 27-20. That's my final score. That's my score prediction. Why, Spenny, you got the same one?
I got 27-21.
Okay. Well,
Lions 27-21. I think they get it done. They take care
I
of
got
business.
24-21.
Okay.
The score
24-21.
Kenny said
original.
earlier.
Yeah.
I got Lions winning by 3, Broncos covering the 4.5.
So there you go. Final predictions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think he bounces back. Big game. You got your legacy player, Jahmyr Gibbs. Hey, listen, Lions are going to run for a ton of yards on the ground.
Can I read a comment?
Good
real
matchup.
quick?
Yeah, read it. What do you got?
Drago said Jeff is scared every effing week.
I don't.
I just wanted to
think.
get that out there.
Easy scared every week.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you're mistaking me with Easy because I
Jeff
picked
is a
the
big
Lions.
Russ fan.
I'm not a.
You are a Russ
Russ,
guy.
not a Russ
the
fan.
artist,
You're a big
bro.
Russ guy.
You like his music.
He's
You do.
got good music.
You're
Now
a big
Russell
Russ
Wilson,
guy.
I'm not a fan of Russell Wilson.
Who's at the top of your
Spotify.
Spotify rap? Is it Russ up there?
It's always Drake.
And then Russ?
And Russ. Yeah, Russ was in his top 5.
For sure.
He was
remember
this,
that.
I think it
this
was
year.
number
He
2.
was.
Number
Yeah, Russ
2.
is
Typically it is Mac Miller. This year I've been on a Russ.
I think
I
I'm
don't
at
know why.
0
Max's
minutes
dog.
listened to Russ, to be honest.
Goffson
yeah, I'm with
Goffson
you,
says
Booner.
Jeff isn't scared because he doesn't care if we win or lose. Yeah, that's exactly what I love to do. Anyway, no, clearly I want the Lions to win. It'll make Monday's show a lot more fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. From the crew we have today, stacked crew. It's an
Stacked
all-star
crew.
team. All-star team. Booner.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, you're always
Thanks for
welcome,
joining us,
Maz.
Maz.
Appreciate you,
Jeff
Maz.
Iafrate,
Maz
Booner,
Senior.
Ken, G,
Love you guys.
Tom
Yeah, yeah.
Mazway, Spencer Raxter. We appreciate your presence. Don't forget, watch party, post-game show. Stick around for that.
Download the Locker app.
And
play
download
along with
the
us
Locker
today.
app.
Everyone do it.
Lions, baby.
Lions, baby.
Lions, baby. We'll catch up. See ya.
See ya.